10 years ago, the U.S. Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage across the country, and that ruling stemmed from a couple who got married on a plane at BWI Marshall Airport.
WJZ investigator Mike Helgren talks to the lead plaintiff about the remarkable ruling and how marriage equality is still under attack.
June 26, 2015. People camped outside the Supreme Court waiting for the ruling that could change history. And it did, making marriage equality the law of the land, thanks to Jim Obergefell.
When my name was read, when our case number was read, I just jumped up in my seat a little bit and immediately started crying.
You started crying.
I did.
What's in your heart when you think about 10 years since this landmark Supreme Court decision?
I think about the families that have formed, the people who've been able to say, I love you, I choose you, I will love, honor, and protect you. And I think about the kids who have a future where before they might not have seen one for themselves.
The road to equality began at BWI Marshall Airport more than 2 years before, when Obergefell and his longtime partner John Arthur got married on a medical jet on the tarmac. At the time, Arthur was in the last stages of ALS. Friends paid $14,000 to charter the plane.
The nurse and the two pilots left the airplane so we could have some privacy. And with John's Aunt Paulette officiating, we got to say, I thee wed. And that was all we wanted to do. We just wanted to get married. We wanted to exist in the eyes of our government. And we wanted John to die a married man.
While there were other states that recognized same-sex marriage at the time, he came here to Maryland and BWI Marshall Airport for one simple reason.
Maryland was the only state that did not require both of us to appear in person to apply for a marriage license. And for me, that really helped keep John at home safe and comfortable. I could get that marriage license, and then all John and I would have to do is get to Maryland for the ceremony.
The couple soon discovered another problem.
When John dies, his last record as a person, his death certificate, will be wrong. Because of Ohio State Level Defense of Marriage Act, the state will completely disregard your lawful marriage in Maryland. And when they fill this out, they will say John was unmarried at the time he died. And Jim, your name will not be there as his surviving spouse.
So they sued. His husband died before seeing their victory in Washington.
What do you want people to know about John?
When we decided to file our lawsuit, he gave me his okay to take time away from him. He was dying of ALS and he was in at-home hospice care, fully bedridden. And he knew doing this, filing a lawsuit, would take me away from him. But it was important for him, for us to exist.
Obergefell says he's still fighting. Some conservative justices have called for the Supreme Court to review the marriage decision. And earlier this month, the Southern Baptist Convention voted to fight to overturn Obergefell's case, no matter how long it takes.
This group has long opposed gay marriage, but this is the first time they've actually voted to work to end it legally.
Are you surprised by that?
It just makes me angry, and I simply don't understand it. Our marriages don't harm anyone else. We absolutely cannot assume marriage is settled law. People thought that about abortion rights, and after 49 years, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade. Right? We are just coming up on 10 years of having that right is at risk.
He has hope for the future.
Anything about this journey that you would change?
No, I can't think of a single thing I would do differently, Mike. You know, John and I reacted to a situation we found ourselves in. We made a decision we had never once in our lives considered, but it was the right decision. Hope is a powerful thing, and we all need to find hope these days because there are a lot of reasons for us to feel disheartened, to feel afraid, and we need that hope. And for anyone out there who's feeling discouraged or afraid, terrified, I understand. I get it. I'm there with you. But just know that I and millions of other people are continuing the fight to make things better for others.
A fight for equality that started on the tarmac at BWI. Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Such an incredible, important story. And Steve, you have a special connection to it.
Yeah, so Jim O, as we call him, is a special friend to my husband and I, who my husband is named John too, just like Jim. And Jim is just one of the most heartfelt individuals you'll ever see. In fact, he reminds me of my Jonathan is a prankster, dad jokes. That's how his John was too. Definitely I married up, but it was a pleasure to have Jim marry us 2 years after that decision.
Wow.
And he's right. It is a scary feeling. This is a very vulnerable, scary place to put myself in, and a lot of people out there. And when I was in school, I was bullied severely, and I didn't know if I would make it to this point. And I'm here, and I have a lot of good people in my life today.
Oh, we're so happy you're here.
Yes. And
so we were watching, that's what we were watching, you and Jonathan getting married, and
yes,
he married you two.
He married us too. And so Jonathan just saw him Wednesday. He's doing well. He hasn't found the one after John just yet, but John will always live a special place in his heart. And love is love, and love always wins.
Period.
I'm
Thank
dying
you so much
love.
for Steve. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.